What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Saturday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Cunningham. Video's up a little bit later today, so I do apologize for that. But, certain things like our daughter has gymnastics this morning and yada, yada, yada. So a little bit later for the video today, but I'm sure you'll get this in plenty of time for the games because they are all tonight. And looking for a rebound because yesterday was not good. It was an 0-2-1 day. We had BC by 3. They won by 3. They were way up. And then Hamilton ended up catching up. That game went into overtime, but BC, we get the push there. The Devils lost to the Coyotes in their home opener, so that's hockey, right? And it's tough to bet early in the season. And then we had over 47.5 between the Rough Riders and the Stampeders, and that finished on the hook. It was 26-19, so that finished at 47. So what are you going to do there? We're going to get it back. We've got today, we've got tomorrow, we've got football, we've got hockey, we've got all that good stuff. So before we get into today's bets, if you just want to hop in the Discord channel, I post the picks. Today's picks are already up in there for a couple of hours. Actually, since I think like 7 this morning, those picks have been up there. It's about 4 hours ago now. So picks are up early and often there, which is good for closing line value. And also, if I've ever made you $1 or anything like that, hitting the subscribe button or recommending a subscription is always nice. To start today, it's a little bit of a Toronto parlay. It's been a while since we've been able to do this, where two Toronto teams, we had the Jays and the Argos. Didn't do that too often, but we're going to start with a Leafs and Argos money line parlay, and we're going to get this for minus 107. This is over at FanDuel. Not a lot of breakdown to do for this bet. You've got the Toronto Argonauts, best team in the CFL at 13-2. You've got Ottawa, worst team in the CFL, 4-12. The spread is 8. I actually like the Argos on the spread as well, but if we just take the money line, we will just do that. Ottawa's 1-9 in their last 10 games. Toronto's 8-2. They've only lost once in their last 7. That was a 31-21 loss to Winnipeg. Toronto's 8-2 in the last 10 games against Ottawa. They haven't lost since July of 2022. Give me the Toronto Argonauts on the money line there. Then you've got the Leafs and the Wild. This one's a little bit closer, but the money line's minus 155 or something like that for the Leafs, or minus 170. Don't like that. But I do think Toronto is the better team than Minnesota. Both teams are 1-0. Minnesota beat Florida 1-0. And then obviously you had the Toronto Maple Leafs who beat Montreal 6-5 in overtime. Main reason I like Toronto here is that was not a very good game. They rebounded well and won it with the 2 late goals in the third and then winning in a shootout. But that's not something that's sustainable. That's not Toronto Maple Leafs hockey. I think they're going to look to get it right here. This game is also being played in Toronto. So you've got Samsonov, who didn't have a great first game, going up against Marc-Andre Fleury, his first start of the season. I like the Leafs here. So give me the Leafs and the Argos on a minus 107 moneyline parlay. The next game, we're going to go to Pittsburgh. So this is a strategy I used a lot last year, and we won about, I think it was 11 units in the NHL. I'm going to employ the same strategy here, taking the team that played on the second half of a back-to-back against a team that didn't play last night. So you've got the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're coming off a 4-0 shutout win against the Washington Capitals last night. But then you've got the Calgary Flames, who they haven't played in 3 days. They last played on October the 11th. That was a 5-3 win against Winnipeg. We're going to see how this goes here. Pittsburgh's obviously, they've played very, very well. They're 1-1. Again, a 4-0 win against Washington. They lost 4-2 against Chicago in the opener. You've got Calgary's only played 1 game. Not a lot of data aside from the fact that, if you look at Stanley Cup odds, they're both in and around the same range. So they're expected to finish roughly around the same thing. But let's see if this strategy is still working. Pittsburgh on the second half of a back-to-back. Calgary fresh, hasn't played in 3 days. Give me the Calgary Flames straight up on the money line. It's even money, plus 100 at Betway. And then the other game, we've got the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. They're playing again. They opened the season against each other. And this is just an automatic take the over. You're plus money here at over 7, which is a little bit peculiar. Sort of like, what do the books know that I don't know? Because the first game of this season was an 8-1 win for Vancouver. Now, usually Edmonton's the one that's scoring. They only score 1, but they gave up 8. I know Brian Skinner didn't play, but that is still just a little bit strange to me. When you go back to last season, you had it over, you had an under, you had a push, you had an over. And Edmonton was just scoring a ton of goals last year. When you look at Edmonton last season, they went over their last 5 games of the year. We all know they've got McDavid, Draisaitl, all that. So, there were 9 goals in the first game here. You're getting plus money to get 7. if there's a push, that's fine. I'll take that. So give me the Oilers and the Canucks to go over 7. So that is your card for today. Pretty simple. All 3 bets are right around even money. Give me the Maple Leafs and the Argos minus 107 at FanDuel. Give me the Calgary Flames plus 100 at Betway. And give me the Canucks and the Oilers to go over 7 for plus 110 at DraftKings. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me across all my socials, linked in the description below. Audio's on TikTok, audio's on Spotify, and on Apple. Have a great Saturday. Let's talk sports.